Hi, and welcome back to Andy Film and TV Reviews. Today we'll be discussing the introductory film to the franchise from 2004, James Wan's Saw. Saw is a film that is very attractive to those of us with morbid curiosity, much like Seven. Like Seven, the killer/antagonist has clearly put a lot of thought into their grand scheme and makes us, the audience, think about what is happening more. What will happen next? Is that Jigsaw? Which is one of my favourite parts about this particular franchise, and what I think sets it aside from being just another simple gore jump scare film. From the start we are introduced to the two main characters of this film, Dr. Lawrence and Adam, who are chained up in a seemingly hopeless setup in an abandoned bathroom. The team have made it look like it has been abandoned for a long time, dilapidated, with thick layers of dust and dirt. It seems very bleak for them. And props to the FX team, again, for getting another great job, making this bathroom look absolutely disgusting. Brilliant. However, we find out that they are playing a game, and games have winners, although Jigsaw's games can have mortal consequences. All of the revelations of information as we continue through the film tells us that there are ways to win, and this creates questions of, would I be able to survive that trap if I was there? Going through the film, we find out about the Jigsaw Killer, who is the main antagonist for the film. He's making people work for their lives in an attempt to make them become reborn and to have an appreciation for what they have and not to waste their lives through self-harm, drugs, things like this. There's a different way to resolve those issues. You don't really have to put people in a death trap. Alright, Kramer? So he's an absolute maniac. But there is more to the film than just all of the gore. The character development throughout the film is great. Being given little snippets of information about each of the characters is enough for us to hang on to and want to learn more about them throughout the film. Like when we see Adam hiding the photos he took of Dr. Lawrence in the bathtub and not revealing them until later in the film. The subplot of Lawrence being a suspect from the previous Jigsaw killings, which ultimately leads to Detective Tapp saving Lawrence's wife and child, is really well done, and it adds a new layer to the film, which is great, and it's a great way of making sure that Lawrence's wife and kid survive the ordeal, instead of nearly everybody dying. There are a plethora of connections throughout the film, things like Lawrence being in hospital at the same time as Kramer and Zepp, or Adam taking photos of Lawrence, who has been tasked to take the pictures by Detective Tapp for his investigation into Lawrence at the time. This kind of interwoven character storylines is very interesting to me. It's that feeling of when we find out something majorly new about someone, it's like, oh wow, dude. And as I've already seen the franchise, I know that this continues throughout it, and this is the reason why I love it so much. Or one of the reasons. Some of the side notes that I thought were awesome. The speeding up of the characters in the previous traps, it adds to how messed up their situation actually is, and it's a really good job at visually portraying their panic in the situation. The taglines of "I want to play a game" and "Game over," I mean they're pretty iconic now as well. You got Kramer's creepy and articulated voice in his clinical manner, the way that he's speaking on the tapes and on the video. It shows you how educated he is, unlike me who can't say words properly half the time. And the mask that's used in the kidnapping, the pig mask, that's probably the scariest part about the entire franchise. That will give you nightmares. And also the Saw music, the theme song for the franchise, it's just really good. Really sinister tone. So, to finish off then, Rotten Tomatoes gave this film a 51%, Metacritic gave it a 46 out of 100. I'm going to give Saw an 8 out of 10, based on it feeding my morbid curiosity, filled with awesome characters, interesting story, and it's just plain twisted, with lots of hooks that keep me glued to the screen. Well then guys, what did you think about Saw? Leave it in the comments below. Remember to hit that subscribe button, leave a thumbs up or a thumbs down, and I'll catch you guys next time.